let me show you what it looks like behind the scenes for Get Me Registered. If you were to ever set up when you're doing a fundraiser, in my experience, people think, well, let's do a 5K. Well, that's fine if you want to do a 5K, but this is also the type of system that you might use to get registration for a community-based fundraiser 5K. We're using it to have people register for a running club, but you can also use it to have them register for a one-time event like a local 5K. So there's an admin portion of their website, and let me show you what it looks like behind the scenes here. So I'm going to log in. And so here's the different options that I have. This one is I use the most. For 2020, there's 132 registrations in our club, and I can click email event registrants. I can choose to only email the family membership people. I can choose to only email the individual child memberships. Those are the different options here. So the email's coming from me. You can change that and then write the body of the email. Now, the one thing that I don't like about Get Me Registered is they will not allow me to attach a document to their email system, which is a total pain in the butt. So if I have like a flyer I want to send out to people, I have to go and upload a flyer to our website, then copy the link, the URL to that flyer, and then paste the URL, the link to the website into my email messages out. And that is something that I don't like about this system. Yeah, you have to work through some of the pros and cons to different types of technology like that. The other thing that's unique is you can set up when that email notification will be sent. So I'll just show you some of the different types of messages that we'd be sending out would be like different announcements. So I'm going to go to some of our archived announcements. This was an announcement that I would have sent through that system where, hey, you can order your clothing now. The deadline is Monday, August 24th. Don't forget, here's the link to it. And I would send it through that system to all the people who registered.
So is that just for like running events, or can you do it for other types of
No,
events?
yeah, that's why it's called Get Me Registered. Yeah, you could do it for anything. It could be a wrestling tournament, it could be a triathlon, it could be, a basketball tournament. Whatever you want to use it for, the company will assist you setting up the registration questions that you want collected. So if I do edit, and then here's all the different tabs that is built into the system. This is sort of like behind the scenes things that you would change. So that's like the general page. Here's questions tab. And so I want to know who's their homeroom teacher. So that's a unique question that I put in there. What school do they go to? One thing that's unique about our club is that we have public school kids, we have local Christian academy kids, and we have homeschool kids. So it's good to know where the kids are coming from so you can track sort of numbers. We have different information. Here's who is going to be picking them up. We also, this is a really important question, what are the allergies that they have? So that if we have a kid that has a bee allergy, we want to know that. And we did have a major bee sting accident at practice last year. We also collect and have the parents go through essentially the PAR-Q, the physical activity risk questionnaire, and then they sign off that their kid is physically able to attend practices. And if they say that a physician has told them that their child has a heart condition, then we want a note from the doctor before they can start practices. So this is all the type of stuff in teaching and coaching that you probably have never even thought about. And this is the type of stuff that is the real world situation of when you actually get into the trenches and you're doing more of it yourself, that you sort of have to deal with the behind the scenes stuff.
Dr. Jenny, I'm just gonna just jump in for a second. So, some of my students know I have a big background in adapted, right? And I ran a sports camp that was not affiliated with the school.
Oh yeah.
That's Camp Abilities for kids. I think you all might have one too at Slippery Rock. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
they have a huge one at Brockport for
that's
visually impaired kids.
Yeah, so we used to run that, and and this is like 10 years ago now. I mean, and amount of medical data I would get from the kids was
Oh,
sometimes
geez.
pretty intense.
Yeah.
And literally sometimes if they get hit in the head, their eye might pop out. Literally would be
Oh,
on the
geez.
document, right? And now this is 10 years ago. Now we use, I think, Eventbrite to
Okay.
have them sign up, which is very
Yeah.
generic.
Yep. I've heard that one. Yep.
But at the other end, this is not probably what you want to do. So what Dr. Jenny just showed you is a much better idea, is we would basically scan all that. We would give them paperwork, scan it, and put it in. And we still, I think, use Google Drive or whatever, and thought
Yeah.
we were being savvy, but scroll through those each person to look at every single thing. What he's talking about is a really streamlined thing. And when I did these camps, there's 15, 20 kids, and if you're talking about, more like
Oh, geez.
getting more than that, you're talking. So this is a really nice streamlined process he's talking about.
You remind me of the people that would bring like one of those portable filing cabinets of like all the documents and all the things around with them when they're coaching. Now, if a kid is not picked up from practice, I go onto my phone and I look up online what's their phone number of the parent, or then if they don't answer, I look up the phone number of the other parent or the other caretaker, whoever it is, and I don't have to carry any paperwork whatsoever to get that information right online when I'm
And
out on a field.
food allergies, right? Like those are like something like that, like to know that, and then especially if you're moving from field to field and you have two different people, one person has the paperwork. Yeah, great stuff.
So
I have a quick question.
yeah, love a question.
How are the parents' feedback of this website? Like, do they enjoy it? Is it a lot easier for them because it's online and everything?
The registration system, if they're signing up a child, it's pretty extensive. So they don't love the initial registration. And every year they have to re-register because if their medical issues can change. So it could take 15 minutes to register. But beyond that, I get a lot of really good feedback from the amount of communication that I have with parents. And they know that whatever email address they put in the registration system as the quote unquote prime email, then that's where all of the notifications are going to be sent to. So there's no question of missing information. There's some times where the email may go to a spam folder and you have to check that, but we tell them to add the email address of where these emails are coming from to their distribution list of contacts so that those come through. But other than the main amount of time with collecting all this information, they're fine with it. The other thing, what happens is that you can see here there's payments. I can look up to see in every, I think, 3 months, our club bank account is connected to get me registered. So they do an automatic payment, which is a direct deposit to our club checking account. If you've ever tried to collect checks from your friends, it's hard enough to get one person to give you money when you owe it. If you imagine if you were like doing a PE shirt order and you started collecting checks from every parent who wanted to buy a PE shirt from you, do not do that. You need to set it up so that you have a system that all payments are done online so that you're not collecting any money from anybody. It's a pain to try to get money from people. So that's another great way. A downside to this is we've had somebody like donate our club $50 through the system. Well, if they'd given me a $50 check, I'd get all $50. But if they do the donation through the website, then Get Me Registered is getting like transaction fee as well. So that's, you're paying for that technology.